Hey guys, this is Mr. Roxy coming at you live from Palm Beach in Florida. It is Tuesday. It is December the 13th. Can you believe that we're already 2 weeks into December? It's almost the end of the year. Probably time to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's in terms of tax filing and gains and tax harvesting and all that kind of good stuff. But I don't really want to talk too much about that tonight. What I want to do is talk a little bit about I'm saying yours and mine, top energy stocks. Now, in reality, this is kind of just a mix of five different stocks. And some of them you're familiar with because I talk about them all the time. And some of the others you kind of challenged me with a little. So let's see what's going on here. So a couple of comments from our YouTube channel. Unknown said everything goes out the window with Brazilian politics. You're quite right. Unknown. The situation in Brazil is up in the air. Of course, President Bolsonaro lost his re-election bid against President Lula, who is now supposedly officially the president, yet the country is experiencing its 40th day or so of turmoil and political upheaval and protests and all kinds of stuff going on. So who knows what's going on in Brazil? And of course, at the same time, we have this elephant in the room that's called Petrobras. So that's my first stock. And then the Larson family said, would you take a look at CTRA? I like it. So we're going to take a look at that one. And the reason why that one popped up, CTRA, is because it was in reference to my recent video on Blackstone Minerals, which I believe is a buy. I'll tell you a little bit more about Blackstone and my trading methodology in just a second. Michael said, price target to add more down to 11.5 now, so $11.50. Since it's not a producer but a transporter, if oil sags around the 60s for a while, how does that impact the attractiveness of the investment? This is Energy Transfer. So it's another stock I'm going to cover here. So we already have four if I include Blackstone Minerals. Michael, that is absolutely correct. On the other hand, Energy Transfer is less exposed to pricing volatility because it is a transporter and owns pipelines, less so than perhaps your typical E&P producer. Silent Sleeper said, can you also take a look to compare BPT to BSM? Now, of course, I've covered Blackstone Minerals, BSM, a couple of times. So there's my five stocks I'm going to cover here. It's Petrobras, CTRA, Energy Transfer, BPT, and BSM. Let's see what they're all about. So CTRA is Coterra Energy. BSM, Blackstone Minerals. Energy Transfer is ET. BPT is the British Petroleum, BP, Prudhoe Bay Royalty Trust. And of course, PBR is Petrobras out of Brazil. If you look right at the bottom of the screen, it says the industry. So these companies are not the same. In fact, each one of them is different to the other. So it's kind of tough to do a direct comparison. But at the end of the day, hey, guess what? All five of them are actually sort of more or less buys right now. So right at the bottom, Coterra is US Exploration and Products, so E&P. Blackstone is E&P. It's a master limited partnership, so a little bit different. Energy Transfer is oil and gas production and pipeline. And of course, Energy Transfer also owns Sunoco. BP, the trust, is an oil US royalty trust. And Petrobras is an emerging markets integrated energy stock. So I'm going to go through these sort of at a steady clip because we've discussed some of these things before. So I'm just giving you the highlights reel. For the technical guys, the 20-day raw stochastic score is very low on all five of them. Remember, if it's above 80, it generally looks like it's been overbought. And if it's below 20, it's probably been oversold. So here we have a couple of them around 20 and Coterra Energy, in fact, below 20. So if you want to, plant your flag based on the 20-day raw stochastic, Coterra Energy is a buy. However, right at the bottom of the screen, once again, today's opinion, 100% of analysts are saying sell. 56% of the analysts are saying you can buy Blackstone or Energy Transfer, and 100% of the analysts are saying you must sell BP and Petrobras. Now, analysts have a job to do, analysts schmalists. Sometimes they are correct, sometimes they are wrong. It's our job to do our due diligence and find out whether they are right or wrong, and then make judgment call, do your due diligence, and stick to whatever it is that your plan is. Because most of the time, if you plan properly and you do good due diligence, you're going to be okay. You might not go flying like we did with Occidental Petroleum, but you're going to be okay. How about the 6 month change? So if you look at these stocks, they have not really done particularly well, especially since these are energy related stocks. And the energy sector, of course, has been pulling back sharply over the past few months or so. But if you look at the performance over the last 6 months, I don't really care too much about 1 month or 3 month. They're all negative, but at the same time, they pay a huge, fat, juicy dividend. Although two of them, Energy Transfer and Blackstone Minerals, have been positive. So let me just pause here on Blackstone for just a second. So, I did make a video on Blackstone Minerals a few days ago. You can watch that one if you have time. And if you're interested, in my opinion, Blackstone Minerals is a buy. It's currently trading at about $17.50. I put in a limit buy order at $16.75. It did not fill. I think it was the day after I made that video. I probably should have done it the day before, because as soon as I made the video, the stock spiked. And then I upped my limit buy order to $16.95. I'm okay for it just to sit there. If it fills at $16.95, that's great. So in other words, if Blackstone Minerals pulls back a little bit from where it is right now, and my order fills at $16.95, I'd be okay. So effectively what I'm sharing with you is that my purchase price would be okay at around $17 per share. Key statistics. This is always interesting to me. First, right at the bottom of the screen, you can see they're all buys. So based on the PE ratio, BP, has obviously been underperforming, so it comes in with a nice big fat egg. But Coterra, PE ratio, price earnings ratio of 5. Blackstone's only at 10.95. Energy Transfer 8.5. Look at Petrobras. It is so cheap. It's unbelievable. And of course, you got to have balls of steel to kind of stomach the volatility on Petrobras, and it's not going to go away soon, right? So if you're hanging on to Petrobras, the company's okay. The Brazil economy and the political turmoil is not okay. And obviously that impacts our stocks as well. Take a look here at the annual sales and compare it to the market cap of the company. Annual sales around 3.5 billion, the market cap 20 billion. So I'm looking for outliers. So here's an outlier that is phenomenal. Energy Transfer is doing annual sales of around $67 billion, and its market cap is only $36 billion. So the company is worth about half of what its annual revenue is. And of course, it's profitable too, because it has positive earnings. BP, the trust, 9 billion in sales, market cap ridiculously low once again. So I don't know. These things are kind of interesting to me, just to sort of compare where we are at. And then Petrobras is a phenomenal outlier here. Sales of 84 billion per year with a market cap of only 67. So between the 5 stocks that I've got here, here's your outliers that are favorable, right? Energy Transfer, $36 billion market cap, of $67 billion in sales. Petrobras, a $67 billion market cap, almost $84 billion in sales. Arguably, all of them are buys. The one I'd be most scared of, perhaps, is BPT, depending on your level of comfort with risk. Look at them over a 1-year period. So if you were long in BPT, so BP, the trust, you have done phenomenally well, because even though it crashed from that incredible high just a while back, you are still sitting on a 1 year, so 12 months back from today, so almost the entire 2022 plus a bit, of over 200%. So you've done really, really well. Most of them have done exceptionally well. The only outlier here is Petrobras. Petrobras has actually pulled back sharply from the high where it was at about $16 just a couple of months ago, and now it's at $10. But it's still paying that massive dividend, and the next payout is coming up in about a week's time from now. A quick look at the snapshots here. Coterra, you can buy for 25 bucks. It's a $20 billion company. It's got positive earnings. It's got a PE ratio of only 5. It's got a fantastic dividend of $2.49, which is currently yielding 10% on an annualized basis, sitting left of center on its 52-week range. It is 95% held by institutions. So Coterra Energy is an institutional favorite. Blackstone Minerals, on the other hand, is only 15% held by institutions. You can buy it for $17.44. I believe that was the closing price today. Remember, I said my limit buy order is sitting at $16.95. We'll have to see if it fills. It's a small cap, $3.7 billion, positive earnings, PE ratio of only 9, and a dividend yield of $1.80, which currently yields, based on the stock price, 10.38%, sitting just right of center, so it's trading slightly higher than Coterra, the previous one. Energy Transfer, man, this has been a good buy for us and has been good for us for quite some time, thanks to Bulldogs number 1. Energy Transfer, you can buy for $12. It's a $36 billion company. It's got positive earnings. It's got a PE ratio of only 8.7. It's yielding $1 per share, which is 9%. It's trading sort of on the high side. It's got a long way to run, though. I mean, you can buy, if this thing dips below, sort of where it currently is, $11.91, you could probably snag some more at a low price. I think my personal cost basis is actually only around sort of $8.50 or thereabouts. So Energy Transfer is one of my favorites in terms of making my portfolio look great. 39% held by institutions. The BP Prudhoe Bay Royalty Trust, you can buy for $11.62, so the same price as Energy Transfer. Small cap growth, $248 million market cap. Earnings per share, $3.34. PE ratio of only 3, super cheap. Yields an annual dividend of $3.78 on an $11 stock. That's 33%. Is it sustainable? I'm not sure. Are they going to cut the dividend? I'm not sure. If I were running BP Prudhoe Bay Royalty Trust right now, I would probably look to cut the dividend a little, at the risk of perhaps losing some of my investors. 52-week range on this one. It's sitting just left of center in the 52-week range. Interestingly enough, its high over 52 weeks was $26, and its low was only $3.50. So it's kind of sitting just left of center in the middle there. Only 4.6% institutional holding, so not much. The last one, yeah, Petrobras, you can buy for $10. This thing is ridiculously cheap. But as I said at the start, you're going to have some fortitude and personal fortitude to kind of hold this at this kind of price. It's trading at or near its 52-week low. It's a $66 billion company. Arguably, it should be a $150 billion company. Earnings per share, that's just off the top of my head, by the way. It's not a discounted cash flow analysis. Positive earnings, a PE ratio of only 2. This is ridiculously cheap. And it's currently yielding $6.46. I'm not sure if they're going to maintain that dividend going forward, but $6.46 on a $10 stock is currently yielding 62.5%, which is ridiculously awesome. So guys, that's sort of a quick snapshot here of, I titled the video, Your Energy Stocks and Mine. Now, of course, most of you will know that I'm long on Petrobras and also on Energy Transfer. I do not own Coterra and do not own BP Prudhoe Trust. And I am trying to open a position in Blackstone Minerals. And maybe I'll have to revisit my limit buy order and up my price from $16.95 a little bit in order to open a position. When I do open a position, I don't jump in boots and all. I'll buy some. So, just to make it a simple round number, if I were going to buy, 1,000 shares, that would be like an opening order. But might over time, I might want to build the position to 3, 4, 5,000 shares. But I would never jump in and buy 5,000 shares straight off the bat. I would always build it over time, little by little, because if it pulls back, you can always add more. And if it suddenly spikes and runs, you already own it, so it doesn't really matter. So that's kind of where we're at. That's my take on these 5 stocks. And the reason why I compare 5 stocks is because the technology that I'm using only allows me 5 stocks on one screen. So that's the reason why it's 5 stocks. But anyway, it's your stocks and mine, as suggested by you guys, my community and the viewers. So let me know what you think. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.